Welcome back to Little Stinkers, baby. I am Michael Rainey. To my left, Cal Anjala.
What's up? What's up, Big Mikey?
Good to see you again, man. We spent a lot of time together.
I know, we did.
Man.
We're back. We did it.
Jacob Furman Matera.
Oh, man. Hello, guys.
Motherfucking
Mr.
Furminator.
Man.
Danny Dubs, welcome back. I don't know about you guys, but I had time of my life in California.
Same.
Dude.
Truly a blessed trip.
Yeah. I feel cleansed.
I guess we shouldn't talk too much about it, right? We shouldn't blow the load, or should we do a little?
We can do a little.
We can do a little decompress.
Yeah, I just want to talk about it. It's the first time I've seen you guys in a weekend. I had that vacation sadness.
Coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back in what would be first class on a normal plane.
Oh, man. We lived it up, man.
Dude.
Damn.
That was pretty
sick. As
sick.
soon as I got home, I looked up like the pods that were in the actual first class on
Yeah.
the plane. We took a Dreamliner, a Boeing 787.
Yes.
787 Dreamliner.
It was a big bird.
It was a big fucking bird. And, man, we could have got those first class tickets, I think, months ago if we had upgraded for maybe about $700 round trip. It would have made the trip $800 a person total, which is a lot.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
I
lot.
wouldn't have done
my
that.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got our fucking tickets originally for $80 round trip.
Yeah. So when you get that
Incredible.
coming home, they offered us a $110 upgrade to what is normally first class on a regular plane, and it was life-changing.
I of course I'm going to have to fucking go back because I'm still not a wealthy person. However,
Well, back to Coach.
yeah. But sitting in those fucking seats, like
Oh, man.
it's like you said, it's life changing.
Dude, I
didn't think about like normally on a flight for like the next 2 days, I'm still feeling the repercussions from being like this and not
True,
being
yeah.
able to move one arm because you're in that perpetual war with the person next to you for half of the fucking armrest.
Trying to steal an old woman's armrest.
But
Fuck
yes.
you, old bitch. Sit somewhere else. Rest your arm when you're dead, bitch.
Oh, dude, I had Jake's lady that was initially next to
yeah,
Jake.
let's talk about that for a second. Mike leans over to me and goes, hey, man, I have this whole row. You know, if it gets boring and you want to come over here. I was like, all right, cool. So this girl comes. She sits in between me and this guy, and I'm covering her. She doesn't need a seatbelt. Like, she's in a pod of her own. She's in my bod pod.
Not a Dreamliner as much
That's
as a nightmare liner.
You sons of bitches. They give her $700. They just give her
Yeah, she's flying for free for the rest of the year because of that seat.
So the flight attendant walks up behind me because we're like, it was literally the last row of the plane because I ball out, and she goes to the lady. She goes, "Hi, excuse me, miss. Would you like to and like doesn't even say change yet?" And she goes, "Oh my God, yes, please."
And I had switched my seat the night before because I saw an entire row in the back of the plane free.
Whoa, you did?
I did.
What a move.
And it was no extra cost. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this. So
Nice.
I was like, Jake was to my left, and I'm sitting back there by myself, and there happened to be a guy on the other end seat, so it's like, all right, cool. I still got the middle seat. But then as soon as Jake's lady decided to change, this is the only other fucking free seat.
Yeah.
She comes next to me, and she didn't know Jake and I were buddies. And she didn't say anything to me, but she's like, shit, I almost had a panic attack.
I didn't hear that before.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then she also started going through the in-flight entertainment, and she's like, ooh, Cruella, let's go. But because I now had a lady next to me, because I now had a lady next to me, I had to do the normal fucking coach thing where you're just
that was
planking
his
for
coach.
fucking 5 hours.
Yeah.
But then we got lucky on the way home.
I felt so bad, dude.
So what you should have done was Mike should have got up, went one seat over. You should have taken that aisle seat. Then no
Yeah.
one wanted to sit in the middle of you. You
Yep.
both would have had poor man's first class with an empty seat next to you.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, that's the chess move you needed to play. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I have a checkers brain.
I have a checkers palate as well.
Yeah, I felt so bad seeing Mike's whole demeanor change. We got on the plane. He's like, "Yeah, man, dude, it's a whole row, you know, whatever, just chill."
And you
then the
can't
lady
see
sits next
Jake right
to
now,
him.
but he is very loose in his
Very-
demeanor.
yes,
That was
yeah.
a good impression.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was fucking vlogging. I edited on iMovie, editing in some Avicii.
He was
like, yo, what up? It's your boy. We headed out to LA.
He was comfortable. And then all of a sudden that girl sits next to him and he's like, "Oh, hello. How are you?" "Man, I get you anything." I was like, "Damn, dude."
But coming back, we were fucking spoiled rotten. We got to have the nice seats, and
Yeah.
man, what a fucking way to end the trip.
Yeah, 2 of you had fucking window seats.
Yeah.
With these new fangled window technology.
Pretty nice.
If you haven't been on the Dreamliner, the fucking shades of old are no more, baby. There's an electronic window shade button that has how many settings? 4 or 5?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Crazy.
go from clear to dark and a couple tints of blue in between.
And the 5th setting allows you to look at titties.
Yeah, I seen Jake bopping off back there. I had a bird's eye view of his bopping.
Yeah. Excuse me, miss. Can I get another hot towel, please?
All right, buddy. Well, do you want to do your coin toss?
Yeah, let's get it done.
I have a good feeling about this. You know, this nice new energy.
I was watching a new episode, or an episode that I had not seen before I got here as well.
Nice.
Jesus Christ, man.
Still got it, huh?
Still Gatto it. Joe Gatto it.
Oh.
That Joe Gatto. Woo! What a fucking stinker. Through and through. I hope he murders somebody one day so I have a better chance of getting him. All right.
We could frame him for something, so just keep that in mind.
Frame his poster over my bed. All right, I'm going to flip this coin. If you win the toss, we're going to talk about a serial killer,
Let's do
some
it.
kind of criminal. And if I win the toss, we'll all throw on some bikinis. Maybe we'll talk about them practical jokers. Here we go. Fuck, man. Mike wins again.
Wow.
What a
Cruella,
bummer.
let's go.
Tonight's killer is Cruella DeVille.
Dude.
Once again, I want to thank our listeners for suggesting tonight's stinker. Anytime I ask people for people that they might want to see on Little Stinkers, like they always fucking come through in fucking spades. And tonight's fucking stinker, I had never heard of before, but he was actually the inspiration for the Scream series.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And this gentleman's name is Danny Rawling, the Gainesville Ripper.
Whoa.
Wild fucking dude.
You know about this guy? Florida? Gainesville, Florida, right? That's
Yeah,
where
Gainesville,
is?
Florida, yeah.
Whoa. And we've been talking about Florida a lot.
We're going to have to go to Gainesville because we heard about Aaron Hernandez's exploits a couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
And now fucking Danny Rawling. This is fucking nightmare shit.
Is it modern-ish? 80s? 90s?
Yes, early 80s going into 90s.
Okay, so it was fresh out of the fucking headlines when Wes Craven took it over.
Dude, so he was born May 26, 1954 in Shreveport, Louisiana. 3 of his murders happened while he lived in Louisiana, and then the other 5 occurred over a 3-day period
Whoa.
on fucking University of Florida's campus.
Wow.
Damn, he was busy.
Straight up fucking terror.
That's Gainesville?
Yes,
There's the University of Florida. That's the Gators.
it is.
Yep. And that's where Aaron Hernandez played.
Yeah. All right, damn, that's going to be a hell of a trip when we go.
And part of the inspiration for the Scream series was that one of the ladies who he victimized, he was calling her in the days leading up.
It was on a college campus in the movie,
It
right?
was, yeah.
Fucking shit. They didn't, like, bill that as based on true events at all. Is that because it was highly inappropriate for them to do that?
Probably. Well, yeah, he did kill one kid, and 2 of the girls that he killed on Florida's campus were 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
So probably out of sensitivity for that,
Yeah.
they didn't try to pimp it up by saying, well, we out here in Gainesville. You know what the
Yeah.
fuck happens out here, bitch.
Did he wear that spooky mask in real life?
He did wear a
We're all
mask, but
wondering.
not that mask.
Okay.
Wow, like a Halloween type mask or like a ski mask?
It was a ski mask in most of the instances, but then I heard of one today that it wasn't a murder, but it was one of the rapes that he committed. He found like this weird fucking like gardening towel. He put it over his head, cut eye holes into it, and used that as a disguise for when he sexually assaulted a woman.
Jeez.
And dude, in that instance, like he got this shit out of her garden, and he took one of those garden claws to break into the house, held her captive, and she quickly realized that like it happened over such a long period of time. It was hours, and it happened over such a long period of time that she was able to kind of like figure him out, in the sense that, okay, if I play along to like what he wants, I can probably survive this encounter.
Jeez.
Because this motherfucker was fucking up and down. Like he would rage, like he had multiple personalities, and this woman figured out how to relate to like each one of them.
Jesus Christ, in the matter of hours.
So, dude, and so even though he did rape her, she was able to manipulate him enough to survive.
Yeah.
And then also, she had asked him at one point if she could take a shower, and he said, "Go ahead." And when she went into the shower,
She turned into Alice Mack and got the fuck out of there.
no, she cleaned herself off with a towel, and she was able to get his DNA on the towel.
Wow.
Damn.
And then when she went out after she got finished in the shower, she poured him a beer in the hopes that like she could get his fucking his fingerprints on the mug. So this chick was like more with it than anybody could ever imagine. Somebody being victimized could be with it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's like
to
before
be in
all
that
those
space.
crime shows too, like where you see the cops doing that.
Where what they're like telling you to be this way.
Yeah.
Or like explaining.
This is like before that.
Do you think she was just a big SVU fan, Lifetime fan?
Could have been, man.
Really paid off. Well, this was the 80s, so I don't think so.
It did pay off. So she was able to manipulate him into basically doing what she wanted over time and like having a conversational tone with him the entire time. And eventually he just left.
And what victim was this? Was this
This
Gainesville
was, well,
or?
yeah, this was in, I believe that one was in Gainesville. So going back to like his shit in Shreveport, we'll start from the beginning.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he was born in 1954. His parents were named James and Claudia. His mom seemed like a relatively like normal person. Unfortunately, she was abused and so were the kids. His dad, James, was a fucking cop who was a Korean War veteran and clearly suffered from PTSD on top of probably being mentally ill and just a fucking dickhead too. He took most of his anger out on Danny for some reason. Even a year later after Danny was born, his younger brother Kevin was born, but he still was fucking Danny up the most. He was beating his ass as a fucking baby too.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
He would whip Danny's ass as a 1-year-old because he said he wasn't crawling the way that he was supposed to.
What?
God, dude.
Like I just thinking about you, like I know you were putting some stank on your crawl, so
You know I was.
you know he would be whipping your ass.
Dude, imagine not walking the line on a DUI checkpoint the way this cop likes. You're doing this to a fucking baby? God damn.
This poor fucking kid couldn't do anything right. So this guy was emotionally abusive. He was physically abusive. He was beating their ass over the dumbest shit. There was one time when he and his brother, they didn't mow the lawn the way that the dad wanted them to.
Can you put them stripes in it?
No, that's probably what it was. Something that fucking ridiculous. He fucking handcuffed the brothers together.
Just like that had to spend the day like that?
I don't know how
Like
long
that
they were
one
handcuffed
challenge where Q had to spend the day handcuffed to a
Do you
mime
think that's where they
for
got
24 hours? Or did he handcuff him to like the toilet?
I don't know, dude.
Okay.
All I know is that they were handcuffed together. And dude, get this shit. He would just tee off on Danny so much that he would take it to extremes. It would go from just verbally berating him to like these extreme punishments. Like this one time he was teeing off on him for being an embarrassment. And he said that he was such an embarrassment that he called the police department that he worked for, had one of his buddies that was on duty come and take him away in a police car handcuffed for being an embarrassment to his family.
Damn.
Psycho. Jesus Christ, dude. I can't believe the dad wasn't the fucking killer.
Yeah, well,
He trained one.
he did.
Groomed one.
Yeah, he did. Like everything that you could do to a kid to possibly fuck him up on top of all the other shit that's probably wrong with him. This was like serial killer stew.
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
nuts. Yeah, because like the other option was what? Like this guy Danny becomes a cop himself. Though it's like the only
Yeah.
option.
Well, he did go to the military, so I don't think that was that far out of the question.
Okay.
But one other thing I want to add about his childhood was that when he was 1, he fell off the steps and hit his head so hard that it caused a dent in his forehead.
Oh my god.
Oh my
and
God.
Stayed there?
They took him to the shop and they banged it out with a rubber mallet.
Does it fix itself over time? I've never had a fucking 1-year-old skull in my life. So I did for 1 year.
I'm gonna
That
get
was mine.
Now I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Oh my god. Does the Mutter Museum have a gift shop?
Did he grow up with a dent in his head or not?
Probably, man.
All right. That sucks.
And dude, this kid can't catch a fucking break. He fails 3rd grade.
I mean, that's one of the ones that is okay to fail.
Really?
Before 5th grade, I think, right? Once you're up at like 5th, 6th, it's like you're getting held back. Then it's.
I grew up in a pretty bad school district. Everyone failed, so it's like hard to gauge.
I came close to failing first grade.
That I feel like is.
My kindergarten teacher tried to hold me back because she didn't like me. Yeah.
Dude, she didn't like you, but she wanted to spend another year with you.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah, it made no
Sound
sense. Yeah. Anywho.
I'll
Dumb
never,
bitch.
dude. I started school a year early, which was a huge fucking mistake. So I just wasn't developed enough to fucking
Yeah,
be
so
there.
it put you on track getting held back 1 year.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and I'll never forget the day where it became apparent to me where like I was like not on par with the other kids. My teacher made me stay after school. I hated this fucking bitch so much.
Fucking 5 years old.
I fucking
Hating an
hate her
adult
so
bitch.
much.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
She made me stay after school one day, and I had no idea what it was for. My parents came to school. I was like, holy shit, they get to see me in my classroom.
See me do my thing.
I had my phone. I was like, what up, y'all? It's your boy. I was vlogging as a first grader, and she's like, go get your math workbook. So I was like so proud. I was like, yes, dude. They get to see like all my fucking books. Like I had my own desk.
How to make 4.
Yeah, so I brought my book up,
and 2.
and she's like, all right, here's all the shit this dumb motherfucker's doing wrong. And at that point, like, I realized, like, fuck, I am fucking dumb.
Oh no, dude! In an instance,
Yes.
you remember the moment.
Dude, I'll never forget that because I was so proud going to get my workbook, and then within seconds of placing it on her desk, she's like, all right, this is where he should be. This is what he's doing wrong. And it was just like, fuck.
Oh,
This is not okay.
You got blindsided.
I
did.
think just your cognizant brain being like, "Oh fuck, I thought this was gonna be." I think that makes you more intelligent than
Yeah,
Thank you,
most
John.
of your classmates.
Thank you, John.
Emotionally intelligent for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did piss myself one day in first grade, so just be aware of that information.
All right. Well, you also shit yourself the other day on vacation. So.
Do you need my workbook? My dad was just here earlier, man. Do you want to show him my underwear?
Yeah. You were pretty quick to get the episode started before we got into that information.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that later on in this episode.
Yeah.
All right, so we left off with Danny Rawlings' dad having him arrested for being an embarrassment.
Wait. He had the kid arrested.
He had one of his buddies on the police force come and mimic an arrest
Oh.
just for being an embarrassment to his father.
I thought the dad was embarrassed and he was like, I didn't do the family right, and he had himself taken away.
No, he had the little boy arrested by one of his colleagues.
It's straight out of like Arrested Development. When, yeah, the guy with one arm.
And that's why you don't go running down the hall.
And at the age of 14, Danny Rawling is introduced to peeping Tomming.
Yeah. Was he trained by a classical peeper, or did he learn?
His dad
was
had
he
one of the cops show
self-taught?
him. Yeah. But he had a buddy show him. He's like, look, dude, look what you can fucking do. So he brought him to a classmate's house, and they're peeking in her window, and she had just gotten out of the shower, and she's drying off with a towel, and she's nude.
Oh my God.
So Danny Rawlings like, whoa, you can fucking do this shit?
So a classmate
No, you
showed him
can't.
this.
Classmate showed him this.
Oh.
Also, around this time, he's heading off into the woods to jerk off a lot.
Who isn't at 14? I mean,
You grew up near the woods, didn't
yeah,
you,
I
Jacob?
did. Yeah, I did.
What'd you do back there, you fucking
I don't.
pervert?
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
I grew up next to the woods too, and I'm happy to say I never left my seat in there.
Aw. What did you do back there?
Bicycle.
Yeah, we had some ramps by us.
Yeah. I guess we started smoking weed back there eventually.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
Put some coins on the train tracks, you know.
Okay.
You never
Yeah.
planted a tree back there?
What's that mean?
A human seed.
A human seed, and then you just bury
Yeah.
it, and then just let it grow. No, that never.
Oh, maybe that's where you could have got your 1-year-old skull from. do me a favor. Tomorrow, go out to the woods, jerk off. We'll check back in a year. It's a fucking time capsule. All right, dude. So on top of all this shit, he's peeping Tom and he's jerking off in the woods. He's getting his ass beat by his dad. He starts to develop multiple personalities. He's got 3 personalities. He's got Danny. He's got Ynad.
How you spell that?
Ynnad, which is Danny backwards.
All right. Pretty creative.
So Danny's the good one. Wynad's the bad one.
Bizarro Danny, obviously, yeah.
And then he's got the third personality, which is the fucking evil one. It's Gemini.
Oh, my God.
Because he's a Gemini. Dude, and I can identify because I'm a Sagittarius, and when it's a full moon, I'm a fucking bitch. So I'm not going to fault him for that. But just know, even at this early age, he's starting to see shit, he's starting to hear shit, and he's got 3 different motherfuckers working within him.
What's Gemini's personality like?
Just real fucking bad boy shit.
Yeah,
so
worse than Danny?
Gemini's probably the
Wynad?
shit that's responsible for him jerking off in Windows.
Okay. Gemini is a little bit horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I got a little Gemini in me, too. I think we all do.
So he's got these 3 things working within him, and by the time 1969, him failing 3rd grade really fucks him up. So that alters the course of his schooling from there on out. 1969, he's a sophomore and he drops out of high school.
Whoa.
He dicks around for a couple years. 1971, he tries to join the Navy. He can't get in, but he does get in the Air Force, which is strange because right now, I know the requirements, like the Air Force is the most difficult to get into.
Yeah, do you have to have like the best physical qualities over the Navy? Any retard can bounce around on a fucking ship for 3 months.
You should be a recruiter.
Takes real skill to fly one of these big birds in the sky, right?
He doesn't last long, though, because in 1971, he goes into the Air Force. By 1972, he's kicked out for drinking, drug use, and insubordination.
Yeah,
That's jerking off in the cockpit.
I said swab the poop deck, not come all over it. Wait, that's the Navy. Damn. All right, yeah, of course you're going to be insubordinate if you're wasted, right?
Yeah, he's
Nobody
a real
likes getting
maverick.
told what to do.
By his estimation, he dropped acid over 100 times in that year.
Whoa. Damn. He was getting that good shit in 71, dude. Fucking A.
Once he gets kicked out of the Air Force, he goes to live with his pop-up for a while. And while he lives with his pop-up, he joins a local Pentecostal church. While he's at the church, this is like the most normal he'll ever be. Like, he's trying to keep it together. He volunteers a lot. He does whatever they need. At one point, he becomes the fucking Easter Bunny for the church.
Oh, my God.
That's terrifying.
Danny goes in, Gemini comes out.
Somebody out there has a picture on the Easter Bunny's lap, and it's a rapist.
A rapist, murderist.
Murderer, yeah. That's
Geminist.
crazy.
What's crazier, that or that your middle name is Furman?
While he's in this fucking church, he's doing everything right. He's keeping it together. In 1974, guess what happens?
I feel like something goes wrong.
He meets a lady.
Ooh.
He's got a lady friend. Guess what this bitch's name is?
Narncy.
Cruella, let's go.
O'Mather Halco.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
That first one's not a name.
It is. It's O''Mather Halco.
She has a last name as a first name.
Yes.
Yeah.
So O'Mather Halco is the lady that he meets. 4 months after they meet, they get married.
Dang.
Yep.
Gemini was involved in that horny decision.
She was getting triple teamed by Danny, Wynad, and Gemini. Dude, she was getting waterproof by those motherfuckers. Dude, so they're married in 1974. The marriage lasts for 3 years. Pretty early on in the marriage, shit starts to fall apart for him because now he's got to support the family. Up until that point, he can just fucking dick around and do what he wants during the day and then just volunteer at church a few times throughout the week and look like the man.
Yeah.
But now he's got a wife to support, and it isn't until a year later where they have the baby. He has a daughter. So from 1974, he starts to fall apart.
He's what, 23 or 20 then?
He's 20, yeah.
Yeah.
20, new dad.
He gets like a couple menial jobs, and he's trying to support them through that. It's not working out. So as he starts to become more stressed, he goes back to alcohol, he goes back to drugs, and he goes back to peeping Tomming. Is that the term, peeping Tomming?
It cannot be.
All right, well, I'm going to go with it anyway.
I enjoy
Is
it
it
coming out of your
right?
mouth, but there's nothing that flows less
Is it
than
prowling? Is that the
I know peeping
term?
Tom is a thing. I know that's what they call the guy, but the act of it
Prowling is a good one.
Prowling, I feel like is
Be
similar.
a prowler.
Like you're on the property.
Okay.
Peeping
Peeping
Tomming. He continues to
peeping.
Tom Peeps. Tom Peepery.
He's window jerking. All right, we'll go with that. So this motherfucker's window jerking.
Is he really bopping when he's in the windows?
What do you think he's doing? Singing songs?
I thought Peeping Toms were just like, all right, put that in the spank bank.
Yeah.
Go home where it's safe.
I'm just a bird.
Well, dude, I think about some of the shit that you enjoy. Like if you go to the Grand Canyon, it's like you're going to enjoy it for a few minutes, but then after a minute or so, you're going to probably take out your meat.
I could do it right now. I can visualize it from that day.
Dude, so during the course of this marriage, he gradually becomes more abusive the same way that his dad was toward him. It starts with emotional abuse, then it escalates to physical abuse, and then it gets into even weirder shit. As the marriage progresses, he's doing all this window jerking, and then he just disappears for a month. He disappears for a month, and then finally comes home, and his wife is like, "Where the fuck have you been?" All he says was, "I went to Florida."
Oh my God, dude! Florida was even like that back then.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ. I know what went on.
And he even gets popped. Like the straw, she leaves him at various points during this 3-year relationship. But the straw that breaks the camel's back is that he gets brought home by the police for window jerking.
Oh, that is a bad look.
That is, and the police feel as though they're doing him a favor because they know that his dad's a cop. So they're like, "Look, we're not going to bring you in for this, but we are going to bring you home to your wife," which is a pretty rough punishment.
Yeah. I mean,
For any of those jokers.
Jake, pretend you're married to me.
Oh, man.
And you have to tell me that you just got popped window jerking. How are you going to break this to me?
I'd probably like make.
No, you're talking to your wife, dude.
Okay, all right. Listen, babe. A man has needs, and
You think I don't have needs, motherfucker?
but so there was a window, and you know when you have to go to the bathroom really bad, and you just go. Well, it was like that, but with my penis,
which is used for going to the bathroom, might I add.
which is also used for going to the bathroom, and I had to take care of it. You'd be proud of me. I felt like it's cheating.
Was it at Window Wizards?
It was stained glassed.
If I may, your first mistake was not saying that a pie drew you to that window.
Oh, you'd be a good window jerker.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, you should do window jerker litigation.
Have you been arrested for jerking off in a window?
Uh-huh.
Look, I know you're just trying to bop it because there's a pie there. The
Dude.
pie that you ate and was delicious.
Would that be mesothelioma? So his wife...
I don't see how it would be.
All right, thanks. I fucking hate myself. In 1977, his wife finally fucking divorces him. Oh, but one thing happens during this time. She claims it happens after they were separated, but I don't think it did. His wife starts dating an ex, and Danny Rawling finds out about it. Shortly after they're officially broken up, Danny finds them together, and he beats both their asses.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, a little
That
spooky.
would fucking suck.
Dude, he gets divorced in 1977. He gets a job at a bakery. As though the divorce isn't bad enough, a bread machine cuts off the tip of his middle and forefingers on his fucking left hand.
Damn.
I'm sorry, his middle and his ring finger.
Was he jerking off near the bread machine?
He
Like, what?
could have been, dude.
Was he fingering the bread machine?
Yeah.
It could. Well, either way, yeah, a yeast infection is afoot.
You son of a bitch.
But at this point, he's like, fuck this shit. Within 2 years, he starts committing armed robberies. He's a free man. He's just going to start fucking tearing shit up.
I'm guessing he doesn't have custody of his child at this point. He lost those with his fingertips.
He did. So his store of choice to knock off is convenience stores at this point. Mm-hmm. It eventually escalates to he grows partial to knocking off Winn-Dixie's, the supermarket chain.
All right.
But right now, it's primarily convenience stores. He gets popped for that, and he ends up doing time in an Alabama prison. And he starts to plot his escape. His plan at this point, he's on a work detail. This is 1979. He's on a work detail, and he tells his overseer, he's like, look, I got to take a shit in the woods. You mind if I take a break? The guy's like, yeah, man, go shit in the woods. He starts to take off. They catch him, so he gets more time added on for that. 1980, he tries an escape again. He runs into one of the security officers there. Is a black belt, is a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. He kicks him so hard in the balls that he tears a testicle.
Oh, my God. Oh, my Jesus Christ. You have to kick him there.
Why not? Finally, in 1984, he gets paroled. In 1985, he's hitchhiking. A guy pulls over, picks him up. Just so happens the guy that's driving is drunk.
This is still in Shreveport.
This is Louisiana. Yeah, this is still... Well, he gets locked up in Alabama, but he always ends up coming back to Louisiana because he doesn't have anywhere else to live. Oh, one thing I want to add. I believe that sexual assault that I told you about in the beginning of this episode happened in Boulder, Colorado. So he gets around a little bit.
Yeah. Where is he?
Most of the time that he spends committing crimes is in the South. However, at one point he does make it up to Boulder, Colorado. Okay. And I think it's for the purpose... Or one of the things that's most notable about that is committing that assault.
Yeah, that was not chronological. That's still to come.
Right, yeah. In 1985, his hitchhiking gets picked up by this guy who happens to be drinking. Friendly guy picks him up. They're fucking shooting the shit. They're hitting it off. He's going wherever he's going. The guy's so drunk that he gets pulled over. The guy gets a fucking DUI with Danny Rawling in the car. The cop's like, look, I don't give a fuck what you do with this car. Just fucking, he's going to jail.
Yeah.
As the guy's getting hauled off to jail, he's like, do me a favor, make sure my gun's taken care of. So the guy's got a .45 caliber handgun in the glove compartment. And Danny's like, no problem, I'll take care of it for you.
Oh, my God.
So now he's got a .45 caliber gun on him.
Damn.
He ends up in July 1986, he gets busted again for another armed robbery. He goes to jail. And I think he knows that like he's becoming more and more capable of even worse shit. When he appears before this judge for armed robbery, he appears in court with shaved eyebrows completely shaved off, and he tells the judge, you need to cut my hands off.
Oh, my God.
You have no idea what I'm capable of. The judge is like, all right, dude, whatever. I'm sentencing you for the robberies. Sentences him to 15 years. He only does 3 of those 15 years.
What?
In November of 1989... he gets fired from a restaurant job, upon which he threatens to kill the manager and the cook. I don't know why he threatened to kill the cook. The manager I get. Yeah. But I don't know, man. Maybe the cook fucking snuck some salt into his shit or whatever.
Yeah, I mean...
You said
chefs
this
can be pretty big
free.
dickheads.
Dude, he ends up becoming obsessed with women that look like his ex-wife. So petite brunettes are now... Anytime he sees one, he's fucking in maniac mode.
Yeah.
He's at a department store called Dillard's in Shreveport, Louisiana, and he comes across this woman that's working there named Julie Grissom, who's a nice young college woman. She goes to LSU, and she's just trying to make some money to fucking put herself through school. She moved back home, and she's still taking classes at LSU, but she moved back home. She's working at the department store part-time and then also going to school. He becomes obsessed with her. He follows her home one day. At home is her father, Tom Grissom, and her nephew, who's an 8-year-old boy named Sean Grissom. He follows them home, and this is later in the evening. Now, one thing that I want to add about his break-ins and his crimes, they happen at all times throughout the day and night.
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange.
There's no schedule.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
For him, yeah.
There's no consistency.
She comes home after 5 p.m., and it's estimated that he was in that house anywhere between 6 and 10 p.m.
Okay.
The dad's out back grilling, and as he breaks into the house, he waits for the dad inside. The dad is the first person that he kills. He stabs him from behind.
Jesus
kills him.
Christ.
Goes into the living room. The little boy's in there watching TV, and he kills him too.
Oh,
Fuck.
man.
Yeah. Now, by his account, he also fucking wrote a book. Danny Rawling wrote a book with his fiance that he met while in prison.
Whoa.
In the book, he talks about those murders. I'm sorry, in a letter he wrote right before he was executed, he wrote about these murders, and he says that he said to the kid, "I'm sorry, kid, like I don't want to do this, but I have to." And he said, the kid said, "I'm not a kid, I'm a man." And then at that point, like, he stabbed
the kid.
Yeah.
8-year-old.
Yeah.
That fucking 8-year-old died a goddamn hero. As far
I know,
as I'm
that's
concerned.
a fucking wild thing to say.
Yeah.
He goes upstairs and he sees Julie Grissom up there, sexually assaults her, and he does something that becomes a signature of his crimes. After he sexually assaults these women, he makes them douche using household products. Like sometimes it's vinegar and other times it's Dawn dish liquid.
Oh.
That ain't supposed to go there.
Yeah,
No.
That can't be good.
So he'll make them do that with in this case, he made her do it twice. After he sexually assaults her and does that, he stabs her to death. This goes unsolved for a lot of different years, and it isn't until he's popped for what he's most well known for, which is the Gainesville murders, that they start to like put two and two together. And the Shreveport Police Department contacts the Gainesville Police Department and says, "Look, there's some similarities here. You might want to look into this." He gets away with it for a while. And that was November 6th of 1989. About, I think it's like 6 months later. So it's May of 1990. So he's at his parents' house in Shreveport. He's having an argument with his dad about having a fucking car window down. He claims that like the car window should be left down, and the dad claims that the car window should be left up. This seemingly fucking innocuous fucking argument ends up escalating to gunfire.
Jesus.
The dad shoots at him as he's trying.
Fucking idiots of all time,
dude. The dad's fucking shooting at him as he's trying to like run out of the house. He doesn't hit him. Danny Rawling runs out back to the shed where he's got a gun. He comes back in. He shoots the dad in the forehead and in the stomach. And he thinks he killed the dad. And while the dad's laying on the ground, Danny Rawling...
Dad didn't die!
He's kicking him. Now, he thinks he killed him. He shot him between the eyes, and he shot him in the stomach. The bullet went through his eye and out his ear.
Come on.
The fuck?
So the dad ends up losing an eye and loses hearing in one ear. He leaves the fucking house. At this point, he's convinced he killed his father. So... he leaves the house.
What was the weather, by the way? Should the window have been up or down?
The weather was chilly, and I'm going to get into a very interesting note about the weather.
Then why the fuck would the window be down?
I don't know. Maybe he fucking got fast food on the way home and he was trying to air it out.
I don't think so.
Dude, this shit, when I read this fucking shit, this creeped me out like few things that I've read so far. One of the books that I read for reference was called A Monster of All Time by J.T. Hunter. And in this, he talks about these neighbors that had this interaction with Danny Rawling immediately after he shot his fucking dad and thought that he killed him.
Yeah.
Neighbors are fucking chilling. They're sitting in a room watching television. His wife's laying on a bed. This is an upstairs bedroom. And in their bedroom, they have a fireplace and they also have a sofa. The wife's laying in bed, and the husband's laying on the couch watching TV. The husband notices the wife gasp, and she's looking behind him, and the husband, what is this fucking guy's name? I'll think of it in a second. The husband realizes there's somebody behind him, just by his wife's reaction. He turns around, and fucking Danny Rawling is standing there, and he says, "You really need to look into security lighting."
Jesus.
They had a prior interaction with him months earlier. They were eating at a Shreveport restaurant, and they were talking about getting security lighting. Danny Rawling was in the booth next to them. He turns around and he says, "I hope you don't mind me eavesdropping on your conversation, but I just heard what you were saying about security lighting, and I do electrical work. And if you don't mind, I'd like to stop by and put in a bid on the work." They speak with him for like a half hour, and they said like he seems like a decent fucking guy, so we might actually give him an opportunity to come out to the house. He came out to the house. He checked around. He recommended what he recommended, but they never ended up calling him back on that.
Yeah, and this was his second time coming. You still interested in the lighting?
Yeah, he broke into their fucking house right after shooting the fucking dad.
Jesus Christ. And is this like fucking neighbor to neighbor like your house, or is this
No,
I'm
not certain. I'm not certain. I would have to get back to you on that.
But it's not like fucking row homes. It's not like
No. I mean,
connected.
No.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Steve and Louisa Clausen, that's their name. He's there. He says, I think you should get security. You really need to look into security lighting. They instantly recognize him as that guy, but they're still, I mean, somebody broke into your fucking house to tell you this.
Creepiest fucking thing you could do.
Easily.
Yeah.
He's got the gun with him still.
Holding it in
He's
hand?
holding the fucking gun, dude.
All right. You got the bid, buddy.
He's like scratching his head. He's like, I could maybe take like 20% off.
He explains what's going on. He's like, I just shot my dad. I killed him.
He says this.
He says this to them. And, like, again, like, these people, they have the wherewithal to recognize that, like, okay, if we can talk to this motherfucker, we might have a shot at getting out of this.
So he just projects this air that, like, he can be convinced to not kill us.
He's unstable. Like, there's times where it's not just, like, full-on fucking evil. It seems where he's, like, there are times, like, when you hear him speak, he can almost seem likable.
Yeah.
Like, you get, like, within a minute of hearing him speak, it's like, this is somebody who's deeply mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like something you can tell he's off.
Which is probably what they pick up on. So he tells them he's got to go to Dallas because he just killed his father. They're like,
naturally.
They're like, all right, dude, we have $21 here. You can have it. And when he's talking about his father being dead, he's becoming more and more despondent. So they're like, look, maybe you didn't kill him. Why don't we call and check local hospitals to see? We could say, like, hey, we're family members and we're calling about our family member who was brought in there who was shot.
You can go apologize to him in the room.
Yes.
Dad, sorry about earlier.
Buddy.
I was wondering if I could have the car keys.
But, dude, they find out what hospital he's in, and they give him the information to say he's in critical condition and he's alive.
So this motherfucker called the cops on his own, got himself to the hospital?
No, the ambulance came to get him, and they transported him to the hospital.
Feels
Damn.
like HIPAA. Right? HIPAA?
HIPAA?
Violation?
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt it's a HIPAA
Yeah,
violation. But they tell him that the dad's in critical condition, but it looks like he's going to survive. This puts him at ease a little bit, but at the same time, he's still standing in their fucking house with a gun. Dude, this goes on for fucking hours that he's in their house. They're talking with him. They give him some food. They give him something to drink. Eventually, fucking Steve Clausen's like, dude, just give me the gun, man. Like, you don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
this is like officially boring.
Yeah. We want to go to bed, dude. Just fucking chill out. He eventually gives them the fucking gun. So Steve Clausen goes into the next room, empties out the bullets, and when he walks back into the room, fucking Danny Rawlings got another gun.
Just holding it like nothing happened.
And he's like, can you give me that gun back? I decided I want it back.
That's some stinker behavior.
Anything you want, Danny.
So
Here, let
funny.
me load it up for you.
Yeah, well, Steve Clausen gives it back to him, and he's like, where's the bullets?
Yeah.
He's like, you got me.
Nah,
He's
fuck
like, can you go get the bullets, please?
I shoved them on my ass.
And at this point, like, he's starting to ramp up again. And eventually they convince him to leave. And he's agreeable to that. He's like, all right, thank you. I'm going to go. He leaves the house. Moments later, he comes back in. He's like, it's a little cold out.
Oh, my God.
Do you have a jacket I can wear? They get him a jacket. He thanks them for the jacket. He leaves, and then he hops a Greyhound to Florida, which is where the most fucked up shit that he is going to do can happen.
Story.
Oh, my God, dude.
He goes back in after hours with a gun.
Dude.
Not only doing a double gun trick, like a hidden ball trick with a gun.
That is a
asked for
fucking...
jacket.
That's a comedy sketch, dude.
That's
that is
so
like,
funny.
Oh, it's actually kind of chilly out. He's roaring himself with two guns.
He's just shooting them for warmth, like Yosemite Sam. Oh my God, dude, that's nuts.
What he's about to do is hop a Greyhound to Florida, where he commits some of the most fucking nightmare-worthy crimes that you're ever going to fucking hear about.
Yeah,
Sounds
can't wait
exciting.
to hear it.
So now we're going to head over to the Patreon for part 2 of Danny Rawling, a.k.a. the Gainesville Ripper. If you're not a patron yet, you can go to patreon.com/lilstinkers. That's LILSTINKERS. You can hear all about the rest of old fucking Danny Rawling's exploits. And before you do that, please go to make sure your fucking doors are locked, because I'm scared sitting here talking about this shit.
Yeah. Luckily, it's not that chilly out.
But yeah, go over to the Patreon, hit us up, patreon.com/LilStinkers. We put new shit up there every week. Later this month, we're going to do a live stream for patrons. We're just going to talk about murdery stuff, spooky things, and whatever else you want to talk about.
stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to add, the last week of December, we're going to do a Patreon exclusive episode. So you'll get that as well. And you get early access to everything that we do. Yeah, part 1 ends up usually being free, but we'll put that out for you guys before the general public gets it. So you have part 1, and then part 2 is a Patreon exclusive. You get the monthly AMA, and then the 5th Little Stinkers episode starting the last week in December.
Yeah, and you get some bonus content coming
bonus
down.
footage we just filmed.
Yeah, we're
goofy ass shit.
Next week we're going to put up our first video from our trip to Los Angeles, where we were on the hunt for Charles Manson. We were on the hunt for OJ. And I shit my pants. All right, guys. So we're going to head over to Patreon now. We'll see you over there. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. Mike shit his pants. Thank you. Bye.